Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Sebron Worthy,
Yo, what up, though? It's your boy E-Dub.
and this is Firm Fatherhood, back at it again.
Yes, sir.
Dub, what's good with you, man? You feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. We 2 episodes into our new digs.
Man,
How you liking it?
Man, I gotta love it, bro. I love it. Thanks, a special shout out to Storm's Communication and Soul His Communication. We really appreciate the new digs. Man, we kind of stretching out, getting used to this thing, ain't it?
Yeah, man, not just the new digs. We got mics, we got real audio and video, and it's a whole production in this thing.
Professional.
Yeah, we moving on up in the world.
For sure, man. Yeah, man, you know, we're doing this thing, man. We're kind of growing bigger and better every day. All right, Earl, can you tell us where they can find us?
Absolutely. Check us out on all social media sites, firmfatherhood.com.
Yes, sir.
And you can also reach us at 888-395-4474.
Yes, man. Don't hesitate to reach out. Let us know what you think. Give us ideas. See what we're up to next. All the good merch. Everything's right there, man. At the tip of your fingertips. Hit us up and let us know what you think.
Yes, support the podcast, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all of the above.
Yeah, we really appreciate the following. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going, all right?
All right. So what are we talking about today?
Man, we are on episode 3 of Knowledge and Nourishment. We're here talking about what this third process or this third episode looks like as in comparison to number 1, where we're talking about what we do with our kids as young adults right out of high school. We talked about in episode 2, as parents, how do we position ourselves to, best be supportive of our children in a healthy way, in a healthy manner, and getting them out of the stumbling blocks. So part 3 today, man, we're going to kind of focus on what identity and the mental health of a young adult looks like.
Man, that's deep.
Yeah.
It's June. It's Mental Health Month. So
yeah, perfect time, right?
Let's talk about some things.
All right, let's talk about it, man. So we're sitting here today, really gotten a chance to look at what the first 2 episodes looked like. And, it was a lot of making sure that we remember that we at one point in time were in the same place that they were, and hoping that they can understand by different stories that we tell them, letting them know that they're not alone, they have help in this, and we can kind of support them and get them on their way, whatever their path that they choose to take.
We're leading and guiding. We're not really plowing the field.
Right. We don't have to grab them by the hand and pull them along. We just kind of want to help them along their journey in a way where we are not telling them what to do, but showing them what to do and kind of helping them along the way.
So more of an advisor role, mentor-mentee relationship.
Absolutely.
Okay, I can dig it.
Yeah. So let's start off with what the pressure of expectations look like. We touched on this a little bit in episode 1, but we're going to dive in a little bit deeper so we can see exactly what this looks like to a young 18, 19-year-old just starting out.
Yeah.
So what are these expectations, bro? What do you think some of the things that they deal with on a day-to-day basis once they reach that age, 18, 19, 20 years old?
They're definitely dealing with expectations from their parents.
Yes.
Because we expect a lot out of them.
We do. We do.
Expectations from family traditions, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Social media.
Yes.
They take a lot of cues from social media, and it's undue pressure. It's not warranted. It's fugazi. It's fool's gold.
Yeah.
But they live at that, and we cannot diminish how they feel. So we got to take that into consideration.
It's not real. You look at this stuff on an everyday basis, man. Sometimes with that particular generation, their head stays buried in that phone, and they stay strolling, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wishing and wondering about someone else's life and how they can recreate it somehow on their own, when that's just not realistic at all, man. We want to make sure that we get them out of that way of thinking and kind of put them on their own path and their own journey to kind of figure life out as they go.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah.
I think the heaviest pressure the heaviest expectation is the pressure that they put on themselves.
It is.
We really have to address that.
Right. Right.
Get in their head, get in their mind, ask them the right questions. Hey, what are you thinking? Why are you thinking this way? And set some realistic goals for them.
Well, what do you do? Because us as parents, we have a part in this also as well. What do you do as a parent and to try not to put that undue expectations on your son or your daughter? Because we have to be honest. We have things that we would like to see them achieve and like to see them do as they get out of high school. We already have a route planned in our head exactly what we want them to do or what we think that should look like. As parents, what can we do to kind of temper those expectations?
You got to have those open and honest conversations. Set realistic goals, like I said, and let them know, that not all these things need to come overnight.
True.
It took us 20, 30, 40 years to get to where we are.
Tell it.
And a lot of them want it in 20, 30 minutes.
Yes.
You know, they
Yes.
see it on Instagram, they're like, I can do it, I can mimic it.
Hmm.
No, let's slow this thing down. Let's set realistic goals.
Right.
That will lower some of that pressure.
Hmm.
All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of those generational aspects of pressure also can really mean a lot. You got grandparents, uncles, and aunts. They might be in certain positions and being well off or doing well, and they're always coming in. And it's great to have those type of influences for your children. But at the same time, you can only possibly think about what that might mean to your child. Like, man, I'm trying to get to this place when they don't really understand that sometimes it takes 10, 15, 20 years to get to the place where they're looking towards their uncles, aunts, or anybody in the family for that matter that may have achieved some type of success. Sometimes that takes time. It also takes planting a seed. So to think that this microwave society that's going to happen overnight, it's just putting undue pressure on yourself. We don't want that for our kids.
I think some of those family members that put those expectations and pressures on the kids also need to share their struggles in the
Mm,
story.
mm,
Because a lot of them, kids, they didn't see the struggle. They didn't see that they was working as a janitor or
right,
whatever, cleaning, being a maid, what have you.
right.
They just see the
Finished
adult,
product.
yes, the finished product. Like, yeah, oh, such and such got a caddy, and like, no, he was
Yes.
driving a Chevy for many, many
I
years.
broke down one at
Yes, absolutely. His best friend was a mechanic, not because it was his best friend, but because he needed his mechanic all the time. So
Exactly,
things like
exactly.
that, they need to share the struggle.
This kind of brings something to mind as well, man. I'm thinking about a specific word that we hear all the time on social media, man. And I kind of want to break this down briefly. Purpose. When you hear someone tell you, what's your purpose? What are you here for? What are you supposed to be doing? That is automatic, immediate pressure. I remember toiling with that word in my 20s, really trying to understand what that word was and what it meant to me and how is that supposed to unfold and was I doing it right? When a young person, man or woman, is looking for their purpose, what should they do? Should they put pressure on themselves to find it? Or is that something they should just automatically know, which we know that's not the case?
My purpose, I feel, I never set out for my purpose. I
Mhm.
just kind of collected these things as I go,
Right.
picking up a little bit here, a little bit there. And I was like, oh, okay, this will help me with that.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. You're always adding things to your tool belt.
Yep.
So as far as purpose goes, I mean, it's a long journey.
It is.
It's a long journey.
It
So don't think
is.
that you're going to have it figured out in 10, 15 years.
Mm.
My current profession, I'm a supervisor, and I really, I never aspired to be that.
Do you equate that to your purpose?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a people person. I lead well. I
Yep.
didn't realize it
Yep.
until people started telling me. I had a guy at work told me that he admired me, and I took it as I was offended when he said that. I thought
Right.
he was, cracking jokes or whatever.
Right.
But he legit meant that. He was like, I aspire to be kind of like you. We were similar in age, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know how to take the admiration.
Right. Right.
So things like that. When you hear stories, people talk about how good you are in your professional, things like that. I think it helps lead or solidify that that's your purpose. This is what you're supposed to do.
It definitely does. It definitely does. Your purpose evolves. It changes, just like you do. Something that you may have went through earlier on in life, as that unfolds and you develop, that might be your purpose. Your purpose could be something like if you have a sick parent, your purpose or your point in your life right now is to help your sick parent. It could be something within your family structure. It could be a myriad of things. But what you want to make sure to do is not create pressure for yourself just to find something that you don't really know how to find. I think those things just develop within you. And before you know it, you're working within, you're enjoying, and finding your purpose. What we're doing here with Firm Fatherhood, I equate that to be part of my purpose for the time being. Ask me again in 10 years, it might be something totally different. So don't put yourself in a position where you have to have your purpose and you have to be living it out and doing it right now. I think God plants that in as a seed in your soul, and that's something that has to develop and grow. So just be patient with yourself and see what happens. You just never know what it might be.
Be patient with your kids.
Kind of transitioning into another issue that we kind of deal with when we're talking about mental health and identity is the fact of what identity actually really is. Identity has a lot to do with who you are, not exactly what you do. And I think young adults sometimes get that confused. What are some of the things that we can kind of help our young adults with their identity and who they are and how they figure that thing? How do they figure that out?
Oh, I think they gotta experience life a little bit to figure out who they are.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta get,
yeah,
bumps on the head,
yeah.
slaps on the wrist. You gotta
Hmm.
fail at a couple things to say, okay,
Hmm.
I didn't lose. I learned from that experience.
Hmm.
And that kind of builds those things along the way.
I think so. Sometimes we can have certain accomplishments that speak to who we are, but not who we are. Like my degree, popularity, uh, what I do for a living. All those things are well and good, and they speak to who you are to a certain degree, but it doesn't speak to in totality who I am and what it is that I do. I think sometimes that can be confusing, and you put yourself in a situation to where it's like, well, because I don't have my degree, because I don't have income coming in, because I don't have some type of great standing position in society, I don't know who I am. And knowing who you are is a lifelong journey. That's something that you'll continue to learn who you are and what you're about as time goes on. I think it's important for us to show that to our young adults. It can be very discouraging and sometimes send kids into depression because they don't have the things that they think creates their identity.
Yeah, I think we also need to give a lot of grace. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Let them know, hey,
yeah.
you're going to figure this thing out. We're going to figure this thing out together.
Hmm.
Like you said, careers change, education. You may start off strong and then something happens. I had 2 kids in one semester. I had to put education on the back burner.
Hmm.
It didn't mean that I wasn't a college student.
Yeah,
It just meant I wasn't enrolled in school at the time.
man. I,
You got to think about things like that.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. And what happens when you have children that have passions that they want to live out that don't necessarily meet with your expectations of what they should be doing? Like they have all these different passions about stuff that may not, in your mind, equal up to dollars, equal up to possibly wasted time. How do you treat those type of situations?
you have to have the conversation
Hmm.
and then let them decide for themselves.
Yeah.
Many a times I've talked to my kids about, I don't know about this situation. And you have to, like I said, lead with love.
Hmm.
But you have to have the conversation. You can't just let them go and then, they're thinking that, oh yeah, gun ho, this is going to be great.
Hmm.
It may not be, or it may be. Oftentimes we're wrong. Like, man, you was right about that.
Yeah.
So you,
Yeah.
you have to let them figure it out for themselves and
Right.
be there to pick up the pieces or be there to cheer them on along the way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How many times have you and I had conversations while we were in college? Like, man, I'm gonna do this, and we've had this singular conversation several different times, and then we have a conversation like, man, I don't think this is gonna work out. I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to change gears and make something else happen because this is just not working out.
How many times did you change majors? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, couple
I was
times.
3 years in before I was like, this isn't what I want to do.
No, yeah, yeah,
A lot of wasted time. A
yeah. We're
lot of
looking for
wasted time.
the dollar sign and the money, and while you're chasing that, you're like, oh man, this is great and all, but I'm not. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my
I'm
life.
not passionate, and this is definitely not my purpose. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's important that we teach our young adults that their value has nothing to do with their achievements. Those are two different things. Give yourself grace and give yourself time. Those achievements will build and they will, come after time. But it has nothing to do with your value of who you are and what you got going on.
I think that education is one of the biggest contributors. It's a very good field to go in,
Yes.
although it's
Yes.
paid not so much.
No. No.
We have to value our teachers. So that's another thing, nurses and stuff like that. They work a lot of long hours. They're
Hmm.
not doctors.
Yeah.
They work a lot of long hours, and they know sometimes more than those doctors do.
It's a long, long hours to achieve that title as well.
It
A lot of
is.
school
It
hours, a lot of
is.
time. Yeah, yeah.
So these are things that you don't necessarily, you can be a nurse, but that's not who you are
No.
all the time. You can be a mom, a dad, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. What you saying that kind of triggers something also. It's important to know who you are. Let's figure that out from jump. Let's start figuring that out from jump to kind of assess what type of career that you want to go into. Because if you aren't willing to be on your feet and working, 6, 7 days a week, a nurse probably isn't the job for you.
If
You
you don't
know,
have that bedside manner,
right?
being patient with patients,
Yes.
It's hard.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard work. You could like doing all the things, but if you don't have those soft skills,
Right.
it's not going to work for you.
Right. No, not at all. Not at all. So that's definitely something that we want to make sure to reinforce with our children. Um, and on the back of that, going into talking about what mental health looks like. And this is a very important topic. We touch on this often when we talk about fellow fathers, when we talk about our children. Sometimes this mental health gets overlooked because it's something that we still hold to this day, that we it gets shunned away in our communities because you may have a mental health issue or you might be dealing with something that someone else isn't, and you get labeled and all the above. Man, what are some of the things that we deal with, that we can deal with as far as mental health is concerned, dealing with our young adult children?
You got to know that they're thinking about, they got a lot of anxiety,
Mm,
as far as future things go, a
mm,
fear of failure.
yes.
That's a big one. I think a lot of adults even deal with that.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of great ideas out there, and people are just afraid to fail, so they
Yes.
won't take the first step. I forget, there was a good quote that said, if you use the fear to push you instead of hold you back,
Mm-hmm.
just imagine how far you will fly.
Man, that's
And I
great.
always think about that. I'm like, the more afraid I am, the more I feel like this is what I need to be doing. I'm in the
Yes.
right space because the devil works in fear. He operates in fear.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If
Yep.
it wasn't for you, God wouldn't have put it on your mind or your heart. And if you don't act on it, God's gonna give that great idea to somebody else
Mm-hmm.
because you've been BSing around with it. Oh, maybe next year, next month, my money not right, this, that, and the third. Go do it. You have everything you need right at your hands. Just get started.
To be
Um,
to be uncomfortable means growth.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes, it does.
I think our young kids deal with a lot of depression, loneliness, financial stress.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one. I mean, I'm starting to feel a little more financially stable
Yes. In our older
in our
years,
older
because
years.
I
Yes,
think when we were younger, man, I don't think we cared. I think we were trying to achieve that status, but it didn't matter. Whatever the situation was, we was going to that party. We was going to spring break. We was going
we were going to
whatever the
make
case may
bad
be. Like, man,
decisions
we got a
financially.
whole $100 between the four of us, but we going. Like
It's gas money.
we,
Let's go.
I don't think we knew any better.
Yeah,
But
ignorance is bliss.
yeah, in so many words, yes, it is. You did say something, man, that I want to kind of hit home on, loneliness. Um, Sometimes, man, I think it is our job as parents to be aware of what's going on with our kids. I remember at a time, um, dealing with depression myself personally, how I didn't realize I was doing it till after the fact, but I kind of shunned everybody away, and I kind of just kind of buried myself in my place, and I didn't come out very often for a nice stretch of time. And I didn't realize that I was doing that till after the fact. But it's important to be able to be mindful of what the usual routine of your kid is, and you see something opposite of that, or you see them kind of keeping to themselves, not any friends around, I think that's really when you kind of need to step in and find out what's going on and be a bright light for your child, because this thing is not easy. It's a difficult transition from where you had everything given to you, everything placed there for you, and trying to transition into the real world. That's just not a notion, because, and I know that because we did it before. So I think it's important, man, to kind of realize, hey, what's going on? Why you've been in your room so much? Why you got the door closed, man? Come out here and talk to me. Let's have a conversation. What's going on with you? Do you need somebody to talk to other than myself? I think it's important that we really be aware of those things.
Yeah, I struggle with that as well because I remember as a child or young adult, I like to spend time in my room just because that was my private space.
Right.
Um, and my kids are kind of like that as well. They'll come home, speak, we'll
Mhm.
chop it up for a half a second, and then they'll go in their
And you're
rooms.
gone. You
Yeah,
dinner in your room, everything. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's hard finding that balance. But like you said, if you notice something is off, let's try to bring them
Hmm.
out of that rut.
Yep. Yep. A lot of things can kind of throw you in a rut of depression or, unsure about yourself. Something that I also dealt with, man. Feeling like you're behind in life. Again, we have a large friend group, and a lot of us, man, jumped out to an early start in life, in our young life, and some of us kind of were still trying to get to a certain place. I know, for sure that sometimes you feel like, well, I got friends that went off to the military and they're doing this, that, and the third. I got friends graduate from college. Like, I hadn't even done any of those things. I just been working and I don't feel like I've gained any traction or any ground. What are some things that we can kind of put in place for them to let them know, hey man, this is not everybody else's race. This is just your, you know, road to travel. It didn't have to be at any type of pace, any type of particular pace.
Like you said, remind them that it's you versus you
Yes.
every
Yes.
day. It's
Yep.
you versus you. And we can figure this thing out together. Take the time to talk to them. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, I mean, it's so many things that you can do. Like I said, remind them of the struggles that you had.
Yes. Yeah.
There, I mean, yeah, this is countless.
Yeah. Yeah. Strength isn't, you know, pretending that you're okay. Strength is admitting that you are not. So there's nothing wrong with admitting that, getting help for it, someone to talk to. We all need that. Young adults, older adults, across the spectrum, we all need those things. So,
We
um,
have to do better as a society to kick the stigma. I
right,
know it's cliche to say, but we got to do better.
right, right. So as we realize what our role is as far as mental health is concerned with our children, what's our role, period, throughout dealing with these things? So we know that our kid is having a hard time with the transition. We know that he's having a hard time at whichever path that he decided to choose. Like as a parent, what do we do? How do we place ourselves? And I know we've talked about this before, and we've said, okay, you know, we're going to try to do our best to mentor and not tell them what to do. But in a lot of different ways, man, our kids end up being in ruts. And I think it's up to us to kind of really help them get them out that rut. What are some things that we can do to positively push them in the right direction?
You can always remind them that everybody is trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just better at hiding that they're trying to figure it out than
Mm-hmm.
others. Some people actually do figure it out early.
Right. All right.
Learn from both.
Yes.
Learn from the good and the bad. I'm like, okay, this guy did this. I'm going to take that, put that in my tool belt.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't work for him, so I want to not try that. I know not to go down that route.
Yeah.
Or let me put a little tweak on that, and then maybe it'll work for me.
Yes.
But you have to be supportive for your kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's important that we make room for mistakes because there's going to
Mm,
be a bunch of those. You know, allow room to fall and bump your head and help them up and tell them it's going to be all right. Dust yourself off. What's the next thing? What are we going to try next?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Keep encouraging them.
hmm Something that's really important, encouraging exploration. So I remember at the age of 19, 20 years old being in South Carolina, being in school. And I tell you all the time when we're just conversating that I wish I had that to do all over again. I would have stayed there my entire 4 years. I don't know what I was rushing back home for. Hell, if I could do it all over again, I might have joined the military because of the things that I know now about those things. But I was afraid to leave home and stay gone. I didn't mind staying gone for the school year, but I was running back for every break, every summer. Like I was afraid to let my life leave what I was used to. So I think it's really important to kind of encourage them. Hey, what you're leaving here will be right here when you get back. Like I'm not going anywhere. Matter of fact, wherever you're going, that gives me an excuse to get out of here and come where you are to visit you. Let them know that they are supported no matter what they decide to do, and it's okay to venture out, see what's going on.
Figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I admire my son. He when he sees this, he's probably going. This will be the first time he
I
hears
admire him as
this.
well. I tell you that all the time.
Um,
Yep.
he had the gumption to get up and get out of Indiana. He hit the East Coast and he stayed gone for quite a while. And I saw him struggle with coming back home.
Yeah.
You know, he
Mhm.
knew he was always welcome, but he did it. He went one year with a friend. The friend didn't like the setup, so he went back and he did it. He rocked it out 2 or 3 months, years without his friend.
Yes.
I'm like, you have no friend group, you have no basis of anything. You just let me go do this. Let me go try this. I
Hmm.
never really had that in me.
Yeah.
It was always, all right, what you doing? I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah.
I'm going with this friend group, 2 or 3 of us going over here. Let me go with y'all.
Hmm.
So I hats off to him because he tried.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
lot of times kids just don't try.
And we kind of underestimate the support that we have one another. Like I said, we have a large friend group, and we kind of broke off in sections, and we all went to certain places and different places. We never really got to go any place just all by ourselves and alone. When I went out to South Carolina, I had Bert with me. When I came back to Indy, I had you, I had Herm, and we had friends to really support us and fall back on. And
Mm.
we underestimated how important that was because without that, I don't know if I would have been able to make that leap. It would have been more difficult.
Yeah, I kind of used you guys as a crutch. I don't think that I would have ever moved out of Gary
Yeah.
had you guys not done it. Like,
Yes.
okay, yeah, y'all doing it, I'm gonna do it too.
Right.
So,
Right.
very close knit friend
Right.
group, you know.
Right. Right.
Some for the good, some for the bad.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
learned,
We
we
did.
learned,
We
we
did.
learned.
We did, man. It helped us kind of navigate those difficult waters, especially at that time and at that age. Um, just kind of going into a lot of the things that we talked about these 3 episodes, man. It is important to give these kids exactly what we had and maybe more. And that doesn't necessarily mean being a hovering helicopter parent, but being aware that, hey, this is not easy, this is difficult, and I'm here for you. I'm here for any questions. If I can't answer those questions, let me get you to talk to someone that may be able to mentor you in a certain section in your life that you might need a different voice. And I don't feel any type of way about that because sometimes I need that as an adult as well.
Oh yeah.
So I don't feel any type of way about that.
A lot of times they're mentoring your kids, but you sitting there taking notes like, oh, I didn't even think about that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. They get to cover ground that we sometimes didn't think about. And we test that theory out a lot because sometimes I'll talk to your son, sometimes you'll talk to my son, and they'll hear things in the way you deliver it that I may not have said, or maybe I just didn't say it the right way. And he'll come back to me, hey, Dad, Uncle Earl told me this, that, and the third. I'm like, what? Wasn't I saying the same thing? I don't think so.
your,
Like, all right.
your message, your voice sometimes gets old
It
to your
gets stale.
kids
It
because they
does.
like he say the same thing
It
all
does.
the time, over and over and over again.
Yes.
And I could have said the exact same thing
Right.
verbatim,
Right.
but because he's like, oh, okay, you had a different experience.
Right.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'll try it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
very important that you get those mentors in whatever you're doing.
All in all, man, coming from the eyes of firm fatherhood, we have to understand that these kids are venturing off. They need our help, and that's what we're here for. Our job doesn't stop once they graduate from high school. In all actuality, a new journey just begins. So that's what we're here for. Let's be there for them. Let's encourage them. Let's love them. And be as healthy as we possibly can, and be a kind of a quiet place where you can just listen and let them kind of get off their chest whatever they need to get off their chest.
A judgment-free zone. I feel like everyone needs that.
They do.
You
They
know,
do.
parents often want to help, but sometimes helping can feel like control on the child side.
Yes.
So, like
Yes.
I said, just lead with grace, guide,
Yes.
advise, but don't control. You cannot control the
Yeah.
situation.
Somewhat of a hands-off type situation.
Yeah.
Right.
What they say, you need to lecture less
Listen
and
more.
listen more.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's exactly what we need to do. Hey, I really want to thank you again for following us on this journey on episode 3 of Knowledge and Nourishment. Hopefully you guys got something from it. Please, if you have anything to say, drop it in the comment section. We want to make sure that we have this communication going back and forth, and we can continue the conversation as you guys are sharing and loving the video. Appreciate your love.
Absolutely. And we could not do any of this if we weren't paying our bills. So please support us however you can. Buy our merch. Check us out. Send us a Cash App, Zelle.
Yep.
Buy us a coffee, all at firmfatherhood.com. Link in the bio.
Hey, and thank you again to our partner, Storms Communications, Soul His Communications. Hey, man, we are a great collab. We got bigger and better things coming at you. Appreciate the love. Appreciate all the support. Man, we out here.
Yeah, so continue to like, comment, subscribe. Share this with your homeboy. Share this with your homegirl. I'm sure this information could be used across all channels.
Hey, appreciate you being with us again. Let's go ahead and shut this down. This is Sebron Worthy.
Earl Wallace.
This was Firm Fatherhood. We'll be back at you soon. We out.